Hello, welcome back to the commentary for Let's Play Heavy Rain. I had a bit of a spurt of productivity and I have now finished. As of recording this commentary, I have finished my entire playthrough of Heavy Rain, so that might come through in what I say. Anyway, we resume with Scott Shelby watching a guy playing golf. Remember in the last Shelby chapter we had a strange confession from the son of Tycoon Charles Kramer, who claims to be the origami killer, and now we arrive at a golf club. So yeah, we're clearly here to see his father. Guy there clearly trying to get laid. I was trying to see if I could fuck up what he was doing, but apparently I can't, so just carry on to Charles Kramer.
Nice shot. Thank you. Please come in, Mr. Shelby. Would you care for a coffee? Oh, no thanks. Do you play? I tried once, but I think the owner of the course is still looking for me. It's an interesting sport. It requires strength, but also a cool head and absolute precision. Would you care to hit a few balls with me? There's no danger of damaging the greens here. Okay. Take off your jacket and grab a club. The balls are in that basket.
I must say, playing the game for the second time, I've come to notice a lot of the weaknesses with this game's plot, so I might be ranting a little bit in my commentary, just to warn you.
The most important thing is to grip the club correctly. When you feel ready, you swing.
Most simplistic golf coaching ever.
Impressive. You seem to have a knack for it. Beginner's luck. I'm assuming you didn't invite me here just to play golf, Mr. Kramer. I hear you've been asking questions about my son. That's right. I want to know if Gordy is linked to the origami killer case in any way.
Fucked up mildly there. Not sure how I fucked up one of the simplest motions in the game, but sometimes it can happen.
My son had nothing to do with that sordid case. Well, then he has nothing to fear from my investigation. You have no business investigating my son. I told you, he had nothing to do with it. With all due respect, Mr. Kramer, it's up to me to decide who I want to investigate. I'm an influential man, Mr. Shelby, and I pay very well for loyalty. Are you trying to buy me? Let's just say I'm trying to show you where your interest lies. How much do you want to leave my son alone? I think you misunderstood me. I don't play that game. Don't go near my son, Mr. Shelby. If you do, you'll regret it. Have a nice day, Mr. Kramer.
So it's pretty much certain at this point that Gordy Kramer is guilty of something. The writers of this game really want golf to be a metaphor for something, but really it was just a vague way for him to look threatening. Anyway, here we are with Ethan Mars, and I think we're on the third trial now, and still with the umbrellas. Would it have killed you to just include a few more umbrella models in the game? Or just not have that shot clearly highlighting that they all have the same umbrella. Anyway, here we are with the Lizard trial. in this charming little bijou apartment.
Porcelain lizards? They look new. Out of place with the rest of this old beat-up stuff.
Now, I didn't really understand why you have the option to smash the lizards at first. You just have this weird vandalistic impulse. Not that I'm suggesting you should particularly be respecting the interior design decisions of the origami killer, but whatever. Anyway, it turns out one of them has a key inside it. So it kind of makes sense that he'd smash that one because he hears something rattling inside it. Although, why did he rattle it in the first place? Why would he smash the other one? Because there was nothing inside the other one, ergo he can't have heard anything rattling in it. In fact, why not? Why lock the door in the first place? It's not like the key was in a super secret place that only Ethan could possibly have found. There's a giant lizard on the door, so you'd look at the lizards. Just leave the room unlocked. You just eliminate that pointless minute and a half of gameplay. Anyway, so this trial is not particularly elaborate, and I think this scene is actually quite successful given the inherent problems with it, and I'll explain what I mean in a moment once I've had the trial explained.
Are you prepared to suffer to save your son? You have 5 minutes to cut off the last section of one of your fingers in front of the camera.
Okay, so the big question here is, are you prepared to suffer the intense physical pain of chopping off part of your own extremity in order to save your son?
Cut off a finger? No way.
Now, the trouble with that is that I think most people would say, you know, yes, or at least I should do that in order to save my child. You know, it's physical pain, but it's, you know, it's a fairly minor injury, you know, just the tip of one of your fingers. It's worth my child's life. Obviously, the thing is, you know, would you have the guts to go through with it, to go through with that level of pain? But that's not what's being tested here, is it? What's actually being tested here is, would you, in order to save your child's life, watch a fictional video game character suffer pain? Except he's not suffering pain because he doesn't exist, and you're not suffering pain because you're not him.
You have 4 minutes and 30 seconds left.
So what I'm saying is, the difficult decision isn't difficult at all, because obviously you don't have the physical pain. And so in fact this trial is incredibly easy. You pick shit up and... like, I was looking for, like, bandages and stuff you could use to disinfect the wound afterwards, which there is in here, but I couldn't find them, so after a while I just decided to hack his finger off, because he's not me. Maybe that sounds really harsh, or I'm lacking in empathy or something, but...
I have no choice, for Sean's sake. I might just be able to get through this if I make the right choices. There's gotta be a way
But
to do
actually,
this.
I must say, this is where the interface shines, in you making this kind of... because this is why it's important that you're making the same kind of physical motion. This aids in building the empathy and playing up the emotion of the scene, and really, it's quite successful, despite being an incredibly simple... I mean, compared to the last trial, which was genuinely difficult. In fact, I'll tell you this now, with the exception of the butterfly trial, all four other trials, are incredibly, well, not incredibly easy, but fairly easy. I mean, the quick time event for the car one wasn't all that difficult. This one is not difficult at all. And, well, you'll see for the other two, but... so, yeah, apparently you're supposed to heat that rod that you just put on so that you can use it to cauterize the wound, I've since discovered, but... can sit in an armchair, because, you know, that helps.
You have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left.
I don't know if the killer's just supposed to be sat in front of this camera all day, because he must be watching. Anyway, here you can try and get Ethan to breathe in and out. And here's the thing, I don't know how well it'll come across in video, but I was wincing a bit at the prospect of making this completely fictional character injure himself. And, you know, extremely painfully. I must admit, I'm wincing slightly now. I don't know what it is about fingers as well. There's something about and someone mentions something like breaking a finger, I always wince. In a way that I don't if someone says breaking a leg. For some reason, the fact of them being, you know, extremities and quite brittle, you kind of imagine them breaking. It's quite horrible. Anyway, I fuck up a couple times, not quite sure why, I can't remember. I was just like, I couldn't figure out whether you were supposed to repeatedly press square or just hold square. And I think you have to repeatedly press it, and there we go. And he has to hack a couple of times as well. Yeah, it's not pleasant. But here's the really annoying thing. The key's under the desk! Look, there's... He just punches through this floorboard and finds the key. So you didn't have to go through all that. Like, if it had just let you examine the floor, you could have punched through the floor anyway. And if you'd called the police, they would definitely have found it. So it was completely unnecessary for him to cut his finger off. Anyway, we got a few more letters. Pretty obvious that that word's Roosevelt at this point, isn't it? But I thought his vision was blurry there. It's actually just a dust mite. Okay, next up, it's Madison Page. Again. And apparently there was more to us having a quick look in that box of origami figures than we thought, because she appears to have tracked Ethan.
That's affirmative, Lieutenant.
As have the police.
Perfect. Nobody moves until I give the signal. Is that clear?
Tracking down his car, presumably.
Sets foot outside. Right, Lieutenant. Lucky that patrol spotted his car. What's he doing in there? Beats me. You're the profiler, right?
Okay, so here's the thing. The police are morons, and we're about to see why.
What I know of Ethan Mars doesn't match the killer's psychological
Oh,
profile.
this bugged me. I will come to that remark later.
Choose between your theories and concrete proof.
But anyway, first thing. Bystander approaches the scene where you think the serial killer is hanging out.
Mars comes out now, she's gonna be in trouble. What do we do, Lieutenant? Wanna get her out? No, stand down.
Why? Why does he not intervene? I can't see any possible reason. Okay, maybe they want to maintain cover? But that's a really flimsy reason. So she's going into the apartment. Maybe she followed Ethan, or maybe she looked at the origami figures. I don't know, but she tracked him, okay?
The police. They staked out the building where Ethan is.
She also has absolutely no problem with helping Ethan when he's in trouble with the police, which is, yeah. So she enters the building that they're surveilling.
She's going inside. Maybe she lives there. Well, it's just as well. We don't want anyone hanging around if Mars...
Okay, two possible situations. One, she's a bystander, and now she's in the same room as a dangerous serial killer, and, you know, in a potentially life-threatening situation. Two, she's in cahoots with the serial killer, and is going to help him escape, which, you know,
Come on, think of something.
is in fact the
Think
case.
of something fast.
In neither reason would the police, you know,
No point in trying to get upstairs.
in both scenarios, the police want to intervene, but they don't because of plot. They're also all staking out the front entrance, apparently completely unfamiliar with the concept that buildings can have multiple exits or indeed windows. That's how they escape. They climb out the window. That's all they do. Well, I mean, there's a bit of a chase, which you'll see, but they get out of the window they get out of the building by going through the fucking window. Because Blake sucks at his job. I mean, I know he's a psychopathic arsehole, but I didn't think he was supposed to be criminally incompetent as well. Anyway, another sequence where Ethan's an NPC and he's trying to assist him, although he's more of an object in this one. He barely moves under his own steam, but then he has just cut his finger off.
Ready on my go. Stay here, Jaden. Out of the question. I'm coming with you. 2 men men at the door, hold your positions. It's a go.
Okay, let's fucking move. I've no particular idea why the police waited to enter the building.
Hey, you don't move.
They could see the alleyway. Why didn't they just put someone in the alleyway?
Lieutenant.
Why doesn't this guy follow through on his threat of shooting?
Shit.
Given that you think this guy's a serial killer, he just basically lets them walk through. They haven't even blocked the subway, the most immediately obvious escape. Just... ugh. So yeah, you run, or rather stagger, from the cops.
Ethan, what's the matter? We've got to keep going. Ethan, they're coming.
Crowds. We know how Ethan is with crowds.
They're everywhere. They're trying to corner us.
Maybe I'm being naive, but does the subway in Philadelphia get this crowded?
Ethan's go.
I've been on the London Underground and the New York subway at peak times and they haven't been as crowded as this.
I'm so tired. I have to keep going.
Anyway, fortunately, apparently Madison has an Oyster card because you don't need to buy a ticket.
Careful. Goddamn it, where are you going, motherfucker?
Ow!
Hey, watch it, man! Please! Stop or I'll shoot!
He keeps making that motion where it looks like he's shooting, but he's not. I don't get that. So, dramatic music as you walk kind of slowly because, yeah.
They've already blocked all the exits from the station.
So I was initially unwilling to cross the tracks because that seemed like a bad idea, with Ethan as he was. It is in fact your only option, so I have to do it eventually, but since I'm seeking another option, I wander around for ages. This gives the police ample time to completely fail to catch me. However, apparently our escape is not scripted. It is possible to fail this section and be caught by the police. It doesn't make a great deal of difference to the plot if you do, which is kind of weird. Apparently you took yourself out of it pretty easily. Can't comment on that. Never been caught.
We've got to cross the tracks.
So yeah, at this point the game is like, yeah dude, cross the fucking tracks.
Quick, Ethan, quick, it's gonna hit us.
It's gonna hit us, the train that isn't coming. Okay, there was a train coming.
We've got to get on that train, Ethan. It's our only chance.
Or you could get on the one that just pulled up behind you. Anyway, whatever, they get on the train. And apparently the police, you know, don't have a subway map because they don't just radio through for them to pick them up at the next station or, you know, stake out that line or any of the things that you would obviously do. Anyway, another chapter of Ethan. Everyone loves Ethan's chapters.
Less than an hour ago, we heard from the police who have identified the man thought to be the origami killer. Ethan Mars, father of the kidnapped victim Sean Mars, is on the run and should be considered armed and dangerous. A police manhunt is now underway, and they hope that they will soon be able to announce
Meanwhile, speculation continues as to why there's only one maker of umbrellas in this town.
I brought some food. I didn't know what you like, so I brought some of everything.
He's a fugitive. You would at least move hotel.
Any cops?
I suppose he had to come back here for the origami boxes. But then why did he leave the box here in the first place?
I don't trust him. You're all over the news reports, Ethan. Every cop in the country will be hunting you. They say you're the origami killer. Is it true? Are you the killer, Ethan?
I want my characters to be as truthful as possible with each other, so... Since they're all me. You know, in theory. Like, I'm supposed to make choices for them, so...
I sometimes have these blackouts. Times where I don't know what I'm doing.
You know, it doesn't matter if he's the killer or not. He's still a terrible father.
The only thing
Because he has blackouts. Like, this is an incredibly rare and incredibly severe psychological problem.
The body's in the water.
And he just tells no one and continues to be responsible for his kid. Doesn't matter that he was kidnapped.
Other self is testing my love for Sean.
He was 10 and on his own. Any number of things other than him being kidnapped could have happened.
Part of me that knows where Sean is.
Anyway, he expounds upon his theory that this is a really complicated
Why can't you tell that to the police?
split personality disorder.
Told him what? That I'm a schizophrenic who drowned his victims and has kidnapped his own son? They'd never let
But
me
that makes no sense because someone was watching Ethan through the camera.
I'm his only chance.
Ethan can't physically have been watching himself. Not at the same time that he was conscious. That makes no sense. Plus, I'm informed that these murders apparently started before Jason died, and therefore before Ethan had these blackouts.
Finding Sean is the only thing that matters.
So it makes absolutely no sense at all for Ethan to be the killer.
There has to be another way.
You don't understand. Time is running out. Sean will be dead in a few hours. I have no choice.
Although moving back to it, yes, moving back to the remark that Jaden makes. Ethan Mars does not fit the psychological profile of the origami killer. Let's evaluate that statement, shall we? The psychological profile of the origami killer that Jaden develops runs like this. He is white. Check. He is male. Check. He is aged 30 to 45. Check. He has a car. Check. He is employed but his job allows him spare time. Ethan works as an architect working at home, so check. He is intelligent. But we can give him a pass on that. He is calm. Check. He is determined. Check. The profile fits into a fucking T. Anyway, so yeah, you probably weren't listening to me because of plot. We wander around Ethan's room again. We look outside. It's raining. Shock horror. We can't even eat the food that Madison bought. Why did she even bother? At this point we stop seeing what the figures are. Like, he just reaches inside the box and unravels it straight away. You don't see what the figures are, which is a shame, because I quite liked what they had going on there. You know, it kind of made sense. A bear for courage, a butterfly for... Anyway, yeah. Are you prepared to kill someone to save your son? Saw this one coming, didn't you? Now we have to decide that Sean's life is... whether Sean's life is worth more than the life of a random stranger. Now, the answer to that, in my opinion, is no. Like, this other guy is presumably an innocent. There's no reason to kill him. It's not the moral thing. I get that, obviously, I'm sat and calm and rational and Ethan isn't, but still, I'm supposed to be making the decisions. That is my decision, so why even bother wasting time going there when I've already made the decision? Anyway, we skip now to Norman Jaden in the really shit version of Guitar Hero. He's playing part of the game's soundtrack, and I'm shit, so I fuck up at one point. There. I think I mixed up the shoulder buttons, like I pressed L2 when I was supposed to press L1. Anyway, this is clearly some weird virtual reality thing.
look preoccupied, if you don't mind my saying so. Problems with the investigation?
Blake is convinced that Mars is the killer.
Not you. I thought there was some evidence to that effect.
That's true. But it just doesn't make sense. His psychological profile
Yes,
doesn't
it
fit.
fucking
Neither does
does.
the geolocalization. I can't see this father drowning 8 victims before kidnapping his own kid. Mars is not the origami killer. I'd stake my life on it.
Then who is?
I haven't the faintest fucking idea.
Maybe you should review the evidence in your possession.
That's just what I was thinking of doing.
Oh yes, that's because I'm a figment of your imagination and therefore incapable of offering an
One
original
last
thought.
thing, sir. You should be careful not to overindulge in you-know-what. It can be dangerous. Very dangerous.
I'm trying to keep a handle on it, but that's difficult. It gets more and more
He seems to be reliant on this drug to save him from
Killing you if you're not careful.
hallucinations caused by this
That would be most
weird,
unfortunate, sir.
futuristic, never explained virtual reality thing that he uses. And then he becomes dependent on the drug, which is chemically addictive, and so that's problematic. I don't get it, dude. Second Life must be cheaper. Anyway, so going over the case. And I feel bored with this moon of Jupiter, so after a while of me trying to figure out the controls, we change to what I think at least is a slightly more pleasant and tranquil setting. Although it does make you feel slightly less like a Roman god.
Well, looks like there's something new. The video recording from near the park on the afternoon Sean Mars disappeared. I doubt there's anything on it, but you never know.
Why has it taken us this long to get the CCTV records? If it sounds like I'm somewhat disillusioned with this game's plot, that's because I am.
1,583 vehicles identified. That's not going to help me find the killer's car. Maybe if I cross-check it against another clue.
The tire tracks. I try to geo-analyze everything just in case.
The killer's car is probably a Chevrolet Malibu 83. A Chevrolet model corresponding to the tire prints passed at 1602 heading for the park. Went in the opposite direction at 1637. That could fit the time that Sean Mars disappeared. Could it be the killer's car?
So, we have a lead.
Pity we can't see the driver's face. The car was stolen. Let's see. A certain Jackson Neville was suspected of stealing it, but the charges were dropped. Not enough evidence.
A pretty good lead.
Jackson Neville, aka Mad Jack, involved in several cases of buying and selling stolen vehicles. Considered to be very dangerous. This guy might have provided the killer with a car. It's a pretty slim lead, but it's all I have right now.
He's in withdrawal again.
Oh, one last thing, sir. You should be careful not to overindulge in you-know-what. It can be dangerous. Very dangerous.
Shit, it's coming. Tryptocane. The tube is on the bedside table. All I need is to take some, and the pain will go away. I should resist. This is gonna kill me. I know I can resist. I just need to stay in control and do something until it goes away.
Clearly at this point he has difficulty distinguishing between ARI environments and reality.
A shower. A cold shower will cool me down.
Incidentally, I don't think you ever find out what the fuck ARI stands for. I'm gonna guess that I stands for interface. R for the augmented reality interface, that's probably it. Anyway, yeah, shower. Fully clothed, but fuck it, this is a crisis. And we don't need another gratuitous shower scene in this game. Scott Shelby. Again. The antique shop. Apparently following up the typewriter lead. I wonder what time it is.
Manfred! Manfred! Anybody home?
Just popped in to shoplift your completely unwatched shop.
Hi there, Manfred. Who is it? Scott. Scott Shelby. Do you remember me? Scott? Scott! Oh, yeah, of course. Well, good to see you. How long has it been? Oh, about 10 years, I guess. Oh, my age, time means nothing anymore. I repair clocks, but I try to forget about time. How about you? Are you still with the police?
Backstory.
No, I quit. I'm a private investigator now. This is Lauren. She's a friend.
Hello.
Oh, hello, young lady. Well, this calls for a celebration. Just the thing. Wait there. I'm sure I saw a bottle of scotch around here somewhere. Do an old man a favor, would you, Scott? Tell him to call back this afternoon.
Sure, no problem. Hello? Yeah, this is Manfred's. He's not available right now. Could you call back later this afternoon? Thanks. Nice to see Manfred again. Just like old times. Nothing much changed here. Just the dust and the clocks ticking on and on.
Well, to old friends.
And getting drunk at work.
I'd like you to have a look at an envelope. I thought maybe you could tell me about the typewriter that was used to type the address on it.
Oh, let's have a look. Now, could you pass me the magnifying glass from behind the counter,
Oh, sure,
please?
I'll get it.
My eyes are beginning to fail me.
tedium.
Thanks. Well, let's see what this envelope has to say for itself. The Royal Five. Yes, the shape of the T's and the F's is typical of that model. Produced between 1907 and 1924. Yes. No doubt about it. It's a Royal Five.
These typewriters, are they rare?
No, they're fairly common. I'd say many folks have one gathering dust in an attic or in their cellar.
Are there many places around that could repair one of these?
I bought the company's entire stock as spare parts for a song in '64. Well, they were going to take them to the dumpster, so I got the lot. Anybody around here who has one that actually works has been to see me at one time or another.
Weren't built to last then.
Do you keep a record of all your clients?
Oh, yes, indeed. Well, at least the ones who pay.
Any chance I could get a peek at that?
Yes, of course. I keep my account books in the office. If you're not in a hurry, I have a list of all the clients who ever bought a Royal Five or had one repaired.
Yeah, that would really help us out.
Delighted to help. Give me 2 minutes, and I'll be right back with the list.
You think the killer's been here?
If he has a 1920s typewriter, he may have needed Manfred's services to get it fixed. We'll know with the list. Lauren thinks she's about to find the killer.
So apparently they're chiming the hour, so why do they all read quarter past? Unless they chime the quarter of the hour, which means that every 15 minutes there's a god almighty din in here.
Let's take a look. Manfred!
Hello? Your call is logged, sir. A police car will be there in a few minutes. I need to know who you are, sir.
He's dead,
Hello?
I unnecessarily state.
Oh my god. He's dead.
No fooling you, Scott.
Scott? Oh my god.
What are you doing?
I'm calling the police.
The killer has already called the police. I think he wants us to be his scapegoats. We gotta get the hell out of here.
What do you mean? We have nothing to do with his death. We were just here when it happened.
Look, we're running out of time to find Sean Mars. The last thing we need is 24 hours in a police station explaining this whole thing.
Well, so what do we do?
Watch the front door. I'll get rid of our fingerprints from everything we touched since we came in. You better work fast. The police are gonna be here any minute.
Welcome to Scott Shelby, acting a little bit oddly. And seeming very keen to avoid the police. Anyway, so I try to remember everything that the characters have touched, but apparently I fail. Apparently they touched a desk and I didn't notice in the back. In the meantime, I do all the obvious stuff. The little doodad that Lauren was playing with, the phone, magnifying glass, bottle, shot glasses, etc. Thought maybe you could escape through the window. Maybe it's too high.
Gotta remember. Fast. Don't forget to clean Lauren's prints too. I don't want her to be mixed up in this.
Scott, are you gonna be much longer? They'll be here any second.
I'm almost finished. That's it. We're done.
You get all the prints?
So I decided to leave, and I thought we had all the prints. So I say yes.
I got
So if
what
he
I got.
doesn't say yes.
Should be enough to prevent them from finding us. Come on, let's go.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, yeah. She touched the phone, didn't she? She was going to dial the police. So yeah, it doesn't have any effect on the plot.
So, you claim the victim was killed while you were in his shop, correct?
Yes, he went to get something in his office. A few minutes later, I went in to see if he was okay. That's when I found him.
You should have called the police immediately, Mr. Shelby. Would have saved us dragging your ass down here.
Listen, we had nothing to do with his murder. We were only there by coincidence. I just wanted to spare myself a few hours declaring I didn't see anything to a police officer.
PI or not, Mr. Shelby, don't leave town. And if you end up next door to dead bodies, remember to call us. Okay?
So after that intensive interrogation, we bump into Blake on the way out.
Scott Shelby. You in trouble again? Wrong time, wrong place. You know what it's like.
Don't sweat it. I'll take care of it. For old time's sake.
Thanks, Carter. I owe you one.
Mild corruption.
You on to anything at the moment?
Well, I got some ideas. Nothing concrete.
Well, if it goes beyond the idea stage, you'd tell me about it, wouldn't you, Scott?
Sure.
Where are we going?
I'm taking you home. This is getting way too dangerous.
No way. We're partners, remember? We had a deal.
Listen, Lauren, I know you want to kill her, but you're not helping me by putting yourself in danger.
I'm not a child. I know what I have to do. I want to find my son's killer. You're not gonna stop me.
Well, then you can find him without me. I refuse to be responsible for anything that goes wrong.
Stop the car.
What?
Stop the fucking car!
She grabs the wheel. She grabs the fucking wheel. Who does that? If I didn't want you to investigate with me before, I sure as hell don't now.
If you're not gonna help me find the bastard who killed my Johnny, I'll do it on my own.
So they have a little tiff.
This girl's stubborn as a mule. She doesn't let up, with or without me. Crap, I have no choice. I guess I'm doing this to protect her.
So obviously we have to take her along. She grabbed the fucking wheel! I don't care how angry you are, that's not cool.
I miss him. Miss him so much.
Empathy scene.
I think to hold him once again in my arms.
Caress, shelter, or sorry. I decided to do a Francis Drake and shelter. Was it Francis Drake? Might have been someone else. Anyway, whatever. So, next chapter, we're back with Ethan. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. At the apartment of the poor guy we're supposed to murder.
said 1,000 times that I don't want any junkies at my door. If you want to score, man, you gotta fucking call first. Come on. Beat it.
Turns out he's a drug dealer. He still doesn't deserve immediate death. I have already made my decision, so throughout this entire chapter I refrain from killing him.
I said get out of here. You're gonna cause me trouble, and I don't like trouble. Fuck off. Hey, take it easy, man. Huh? Keep cool. What do you want? Dope? Money? Tell me what you need. Sure we can make a deal, huh? God, I'm gonna blow your brains out, you son of a bitch!
Fighting, quick time events, pressing buttons.
You're gonna be shooting up in hell, motherfucker! Will you stop fucking moving?
I know, who does that when someone's trying to shoot at them?
Nowhere to hide, junkie asshole. Hear your body. I can hear ya.
I intentionally refrain from shooting and act only in self-defense. Fortunately, he's out of ammo.
Hold it, man. I give you whatever you want. Got dope? Got cash? You want some dope? Please. Please don't kill me, man. I got children. These my girls, see? This one's Sarah. And the little one. That's Cindy. Please, man. I want to see them again. Please. Please don't shoot.
Alright, Heisenberg, I'm not shooting.
I'm a father, too. But I'm no killer.
Madison Page.
Matt, it's Sam. I got your information. The owner of the apartment in Marble Street is a Dr. Adrian Baker. He's a struck-off surgeon. He used to sell drugs to junkies on the quad. He made some cash and bought up some cheap-ass apartments, including the one in Marble Street. Of course, he got caught. He did a few months in prison and was struck off the medical register.
Interesting. Thanks for the information, Sam. I owe you one.
Hey, Matt, be careful, okay?
I'm on it. Talk to you later.
So she's been doing the sensible thing of tracking down the people who own the
The owner of the apartment where
places.
Ethan cut off his finger lives here. It's not much of a lead, but it's all I've got.
Pretty good lead. Of course, you could have just given it to the police.
Hi. I was told that you could get Betropin. Without a prescription.
Sorry, you were misinformed. Goodbye.
Hold on. I really need your help here. I can pay.
Well, why didn't you say so? Please, come in.
So apparently he's willing to sell it to her. Why didn't he just say so rather than trying to close the door?
So, you're looking for Betropin, my dear? Are you having trouble sleeping? What do you need?
I don't know, about 3-4 boxes.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem. Would you like a drink? I was just about to have one.
No, thanks.
Well, alcohol helps take the edge off the pills, don't you think? Anyway, we should drink a toast to our first deal.
If you're thinking this guy's a little creepy, he is.
I haven't seen you around here before. Who told you about me?
I can't remember. My brain's fried with all these pills. Can't tell day from night half the time. Do you have many clients?
A few. I help to ease their anxiety, and my hands been off hard-working enough. I reassure those who find the system too difficult. I'm like a safety valve that keeps society from imploding.
I heard you had some apartments for rent. I'm looking.
Sorry, darling. Those are all booked up.
Shame. I was looking for something around Marble Street.
You're not drinking?
I'm not really thirsty.
I'll get your prescription. Won't be a moment. Wait here.
That guy gives me the creeps.
So, time to
Better
investigate.
look around to see if I can find anything before he gets back. Looks like he retired a bunch of medical supplies on his way out. There's enough sleeping pills here to knock out an army.
Stuff. Tedium, just with a dramatic backing track.
Doc seems to be interested in property, amongst other things.
We find the name of a contact, Paco, at a nightclub called the Blue Lagoon. I'd imagine most lagoons are blue.
Surgical gowns? Thought he stopped performing operations. Must be some kind of a weird nostalgia for the past.
Nosy little ferret. We're gonna have some fun together, my darling. I promise.
So yeah, that went well. He is a nutter.
Say hello to Matthew. He claimed he had come to the census. Another one of those goddamn government spies. So, you're interested in my Marble Street apartment. I rented to my friend Paco, if you must know. I have no idea what he does there. Maybe that's where he fornicates with his dancers from the Blue Lagoon. To be honest, I don't give a damn, just as long as he pays his rent, he can do whatever he likes. But enough with the chit-chat. I miss surgery, you see, so I take every opportunity to practice. I don't have any instruments here, so I use whatever comes to hand. I hope you won't hold that against me. Hold tight. This might sting him. Have you ever noticed, as soon as you start to do a little housework, someone always comes calling? I'll give you
Cliche
a buzz
alert.
and be right back. Don't move. I won't be long.
Oh my god! He's gonna cut me up!
Hello, sir. I've come to bring you the word of the Lord in the form of these magnificent Bibles, which I will gladly leave with you, in return for a contribution of only $5.
No thanks, I love it.
Come now. I cannot believe the word of the Lord is of no interest to you. We, his humble flock, walk in his steps, for St. John has said.
Thanks a lot, but I don't need any.
Fight sequence, more buttons. Dramatic music, fighting. Stuff smashing against walls, more buttons, fighting, quick time events. Drama stuff. Those annoying twisty ones that I can never succeed with. Whacking him in the skull with the hammer. He's apparently not all that fussed. Managed a twisty one. At this point it really does seem like you've lost, particularly as I failed a few of the presses. I was a little bit worried. Until she does that. So, on the trail of a serial killer, we discover a serial killer and kill him. Does Madison go to the police? No. Does she report that she's killed the origami killer? No. Because this guy isn't the origami killer. He's a completely unrelated serial killer whom you just happen to encounter. Yeah. So basically that was fairly pointless. Anyway, moving on. It's another chapter with good old Norman. Off we go to see Mad Jack with
Feeling sick? Got the sweats? Hands are shaking?
absolutely no backup,
Works out all right.
and he's suffering from withdrawal symptoms.
Mad
Smart.
is suspected of
Smart.
stealing the car I'm looking for. Might be worth asking him a few questions.
Hey, Cracker! What you doing in there?
Norman Jaden.
Mad
FBI.
Jack is a highly friendly
Can you
individual.
talk for a minute?
Yeah?
I'm looking for the owner of a blue Chevrolet Malibu 83. I don't give a damn how the car got here, whether you stole it or not. I just want to know who bought it from you.
Sorry, man. Don't ring a bell. I got a real bad memory for names.
Perhaps I can help you to remember. If we find out that you sold the car to the man we're looking for, You're looking at some pretty solid time inside, Jackie boy.
You trying to scare me with your big top? I never saw your damn car. Now take a walk.
The blue Chevrolet is my only lead. Not much help, this so-called Mad Jack. He's either clean as a whistle, or else he's got some...
Yeah, he's clearly clean as a whistle, this guy. So we wander around, check out his poster. It took me a while to remember to put the ARRI specs on. It's been so long since we actually used them to check out a scene.
Traces of blue paint.
My god, clearly there's only one car in the world that's blue. Besides, how recently is he meant to have bought it? I suppose it would make sense to change cars fairly often.
Better have a look with ARRI. You never know.
On go the specs.
Size 10. Most likely a visitor. Size 13. Must be Mad Jack's size. Not the car I'm looking for. Blood. Now why is there blood here? The blood tracks lead to the acid bath.
In the acid bath we find a skull. I mean, it brightens up the place, you know.
Your cop buddy's asking too many questions. I had to solder up his little mouth. Hands on your head, pig. I ain't got time to be playing around with you. Let's just get you tight and finish you off.
Another fight sequence. More buttons, more dramatic music. Fights, stuff. More of it. Mad Jack fucking up his own cars. Okay, so that turned out to be quite easy.
You're gonna tell me about the man with the blue car.
Go yourself in the ass. Damn! You out of your motherfucking mind, man?
Oh shit, Jack. Ain't nothing to it. Just a little bit of self-defense. Page 1 of the police manual. Kill or be killed.
Whoa, 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 stop, enough. I'm starting to remember some things. You be cool, I'll tell you the tale. No, I don't know nothing about the guy. He wanted me to get rid of his dirty car. Get him a new false plates. He paid cash, and I ain't to question inclined. Said I was supposed to drop the word to a guy named Paco down at the Blue Lagoon when the car was done. Now, that's all I know.
We'll continue this discussion
Paco
here at
again.
the station. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything... Shit, not now.
Reason number 303 why you should have brought backup.
Hey, you look like you got a problem, man.
Now I didn't press R1 because I thought that would make him take tryptocane.
What? They letting you dope heads in the FBI now? God bless America. Now I'm gonna give you a little with your drug problem, Mr. 5-0. Permanently.
Now, Norman Jaden's story would end there if he just shot him. But instead, like every bad Bond villain, he decides to be dramatic. And do it in as much view as possible. Mind you, he is called Mad Jack, so I suppose that's a bit of a hint. Hey, just got the radio on. Yeah. A bit of music while you're ground to death. Can't do the twisty ones in a hurry, I'm sorry.
Come on. What you got?
Hoist by his own petard. And so passes Mad Jack. Sure, a lot of violent psychopaths in this city. Okay, so we end there with one trial to go and one very important lead being followed up on. Thank you for watching.